Hi guys, welcome back to Mental Health Monday. My name is Michelle McQueen Bradley with Counselor 96, here to be your international counselor. And today we're actually going to do part 3 of the Cure book that we have been looking at. Remember, in the beginning we were talking a lot about the mask and the facade people put on in order to try to fit in, and how exhausting that is, and how you find yourself comparing, trying to fit in and trying to feel better about yourself. But today I want to share you are everything that God has called you to be, perfectly in Him. Okay, so in this part 3, I want to share what causes that thinking, and let's jump right on in. A lot of times we believe that God is not able or good enough to solve our flaws, and He is. God is strong enough to complete you and to improve you and to make you everything that He has made you to be, because He's the potter, right? He's the potter, and He wants you to be the best pottery, the best masterpiece that He already created you to be. But a lot of times this thinking doesn't start with your belief with God. It starts as a child, and a lot of times it starts generationally. And I want to actually really focus on our daughters. When our daughters have a father that is not emotionally present or even physically not there, they start to feel like, well, what was wrong with me? Why did they leave? Why did he leave? And it makes them immediately start feeling I wasn't good enough for them to stay. And that thinking starts to almost plague the brain in feeling like I'm not good enough in order for that parent to stay. And then you start making decisions like this. And this is a quote here in the book. It says, "So that belief ran around in my head all day, believing I'm not good enough, every day as I grew up, until I decided to make myself good enough. I mean, who can live in a world where you aren't worth your father's affection? You start to find ways to prove you are good enough, because maybe then someone will notice you and you will be loved." That's where a lot of our people pleasing comes in, our codependence comes in, because a lot of times you're feeling like, well, if I wasn't good enough for that person, then I need to find a way to be good enough. And they find it in a couple of ways, as far as even I said people pleasing, but even in their jobs, a lot of now that's just not our daughters. Our sons will do that. They'll try to make lots of money, be powerful, and they're doing that in order to say, "Yep, now I'm good enough." But that's something deep down inside, and the only one that can fill that void, if you didn't get that from your biological father or stepfather, it comes from the Lord. And if we're not getting it from the father on this earth, a lot of times it's because he didn't get it from his father, and then the cycle just all the way generations back. And so we have to remember that comes from God. A lot of times, and in fact, I want to even share, when we're trying to find ways to be that good enough and be that perfect someone, that becomes a mask, and that mask is man-made. You made it. People make it. And that mask is flawed. If we made it, it's flawed. It's cracked, actually. And those cracks are going to come up in your life decisions, and the way you connect with others, your relationships. And so God wants us today, and I want to share that with you, that in Him, you are good enough. He has made you perfect, and you don't have to wear a mask that is flawed. You can put on Christ that He has made you to be, and He loves you. And I tell this to my clients all the time, especially those that are believers, that in Him you are enough. And I'll be honest with you, even those that are believers still struggle to believe that, because that whatever they got implanted in their brains from a very young age is still there. And so I hope that this lesson today really helps you to embrace who God has called you to be. You'd be surprised that God's just going to only make you accountable for what he called you to do. Nothing more, nothing less. All right. So God bless each of you. Have a wonderful week. Remember, you are enough because he made you that way. God bless you. Bye-bye.